Hey everybody, it is Marley K. Hope y'all are doing good. Happy Wednesday. Um, I just wanted to drop a line and give you a little nugget about the Roe versus Wade court decisions and why it's important for us, if you are B1 and anti-white supremacy, to watch like Venus and Serena. We shouldn't have an opinion about Roe versus Wade, in my opinion, because Roe versus Wade is about white power, period. That's all it's about. It ain't about babies. It ain't about women's rights. It ain't about nothing but white power. And I'm going to break it down to you real quick. It's not going to be a long video. So this fight is about white men wanting to prevent white women from having abortions and limiting their access to birth control because they need to maintain the white population. The white population has decreased, recessed rapidly to the point where, minorities have basically become the majority in this country. And so they don't like that. They can't stay in power for long without cheating, which is why you see all this extreme effort to circumvent, what is happening naturally as, populations who don't participate in um, birth control and abortions grow, and populations that do participate in birth control and abortions recede. Their populations are in decline. And so, two things I want you to pay attention to and think about. Just use your common sense. One is that more conservative people who do not believe in birth control or limited birth control or don't believe in abortions have had increased populations. So you think about the Hispanic population, a lot of them are very conservative, which is one reason they support the Republican Party. Their religious beliefs, prevent them from, a lot of them, from participating or supporting the Democratic Party because the Democratic Party is basically to them anti-family. And that's not what they believe in. So that's one reason you see the Hispanic population, which tends to be more conservative, flock to the GOP. That's one reason, not all, but just one. And so what you've seen is that culture maintain their culture and grow quietly. Us, on the other hand, we flock and do everything. White supremacy tells us to do everything they offer us. We take it. Anytime they come up with some new movement, we join it. And so what you found is that Black people have become less conservative and more liberal. And their numbers too have decreased, or at least the number of nuclear families and women having children. Women are deciding children. Women are, for whatever reason, Black women are finding that they're dealing with more infertility issues. And then, just with women's rights and white feminism, a lot of Black women are not interested in mating and having children. They like their lifestyles, and that's fine. The point is, like, nobody really cares what Black and brown people are doing until the numbers get to the point where we're about to overrun the white population. So now there's this big push since these census numbers have come out. All the data is showing globally, not just in America, but globally, white people's numbers are decreasing. Their empire is shrinking because they're not producing children like everybody else is. And so this Roe versus Wade fight is all about white supremacy. White men want white women to have babies so that their numbers can increase. They can create the next generation of race soldiers who will rule over us. And so if you are black first, you can't be Roe versus Wade because Roe versus Wade counters everything that black people are trying to do in order to free ourselves from white supremacy. So, that's one reason I don't really have nothing to say about it because to me, it has nothing to do with a woman's right to choose. It doesn't matter if, women have access to birth control. They're going to have access to birth control anyway, regardless of whether women have abortions or not. Those options are not going to be not available. They may be a little more difficult to access. But the way that white people are going on about Roe versus Wade, they act like, it's the second coming of Christ or something. And at the end of the day, it's their battle. It's not our battle. We are helping them maintain white supremacy by supporting Roe versus Wade. And, it doesn't really have anything to do with a woman having the ability to have an abortion if she's raped or a victim of incest. I'm opposed to that. I'm opposed to, young children who have been raped being forced to have babies. But this is a separate issue from Roe versus Wade. And we tend to just get all emotional, women's right to choose, da, da, da. But you got to learn to go to the root of what the real issue is and understand that there ain't hardly nothing in this country that doesn't, revolve back to white supremacy. And this Roe versus Wade decision is all about white supremacy. Whether white women get to kill babies and have fewer white sons and daughters who grow up to be white supremacists, or whether white men who are pressing the issue to control white women's bodies are able to succeed and stop them from having abortions so that they can increase their numbers. That's all this is about. And so, for black people, we are either collateral damage or uh, accidental beneficiary. So we can't be sidetracked by these emotional pleas and court cases and court decisions because at the end of the day, Roe versus Wade, whether it's torn down or, whether it stands, it's not helping us in any way. If they have their way, the white men who are opposed to Roe versus Wade, that just means more white people will have white babies, and then we're going to still be dealing with white supremacy. No different now. The next generation already raising little Kyle Rittenhouses and school shooters. So, like, what difference does it make? The other thing is that, if it is not successful, then they're just going to cheat and stay in power like they're doing now and preparing for 2022, 2024. So no matter what the outcome is, white supremacy still is winning. It's white supremacy on both sides. And black people need to understand what the real deal is. So don't get caught up in this online social media. Oh, we got to do something about Roe and the news and all the white women on TV. This is really important. No, the fuck it's not. It's not really important. It's not important to us. Put it like that. It's important to them. They want the right to kill all the time. Kill us, kill babies, kill whatever. They just kill animals. They have to kill. We need to understand that. That's just are. Let's get to the real nitty gritty. That's what it's about. The right to kill or the right to procreate and maintain white supremacy. Those are the two things on the table. Don't have nothing to do with us. It's not our business, and we need to mind our business. And that is what I have to say. So I want y'all to be careful about joining these fights. Watch the people who are all in it and just lost in white supremacy. It's a lot of us that really don't understand how the system is working. We don't understand that we are helping them maintain power when we fight, when we use our energy and put our emotions into helping them sustain themselves while they work and grow little people that's going to be future oppressors. Who the hell is doing that? Like, what are you doing that for? So with this fight, I just want y'all to realize that it's not about us. It's not about our rights. It's not about our liberties. We don't have no rights. We're hostages. We don't have any freedoms. We're in prison. We're incarcerated in this country. And so that's our fight. Our fight is to get free. Our fight is not to help white women kill babies and make it possible for us to kill our babies, or make it possible for them to have more babies so that they can grow up to become future oppressors. I'm not supporting that. So I am Black first, countering white supremacy. That's all I am. And anything other than that is secondary, not my business, a problem. So understand what's happening, understand the fight, understand why all this stuff is going on at one time, learn how to detangle all the stuff. I'm going to also put a link in my description about how birth control and food supply is connected. And, I want you to pay attention to how these fights happen to come up during times of chaos and when the world is trying to figure out how they are going to remove Black and brown people from it, in particular Black people, and in particular Africa and America. So read this piece. It's not that long, but it just talks about Henry Kissinger's plans to use food as a method to control the population and tie food access to birth control. And so you think about food stamps and sterilization and eugenics and all this stuff. And it's all tied together. I just want you to read it and understand what's happening and just not be caught up in what white supremacy is doing, because they never take a day off. They study us. They know we're emotional. They know, we don't read and that we are often willing participants in helping them maintain white supremacy. So just make sure you are not out here, talking about you pro-Roe versus Wade or pro-abortion or whatever. That is not our business, okay? This is about white women and white men and white men trying to control white women to make sure they are not depopulating the earth. That's what this is about. It don't have nothing to do with Black people. So you can help the enemy or you can, sit on the sidelines. It's just like voting for Democrat and Republicans. They're the same devil. You could pick and choose one, but you still don't get the same outcome. It's just one may be uh, sneaky racist and the other one may be overt racist. But at the end of the day, they all on the same team, same concept. So just be mindful. Don't fall for it, and study up about Roe versus Wade, how it came about, and then just use your common sense. You know, if you just think about it, you don't have to get caught up in the law and all these religious and other types of arguments. Just use your common sense and think about it. Think about the system of white supremacy and tie it to that. And once you tie it to that, it just, it's it's easy. So, um, like my work, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and I thank you all for taking the time to watch this video. Just want to give you a little heads up about what's happening in the news, and don't get caught up, because I know it's all over the place, and white women's frantic, and it's all over the news. I'm tired of hearing about it because it's not my business. How no, nobody cares. Nobody talking about the crime bill and the infrastructure bill, but when you talk about Roe versus Wade and it being dismantled, because that's tied to white power. So be mindful, people. They got tricks for us. They always setting us up. All right, good people. Talk to you next time. Don't forget to like the video.